so comprehensive is this intermediate category that I'm up to like 8 episodes alone, and so fear not, it's not over just yet. I've got 2 more to go, and so we're going to talk about, actually I'm going to narrow it down to just 2 additional manufacturers today, all right, and it's 2 that are very recognizable. In fact, I've got 2 representatives here with me, and they are both mine, and we're going to talk about all of those things right now. Hi everybody, I'm Jose Cruz, and thank you so much for joining me here on Bass Chops for Beginners. And so, you know, what's really interesting is that I guess COVID has impacted us to a degree that even a lot of the content on YouTube, it's 2 categories. It's either ramped up quite a bit or it's scaled back quite a bit because of obviously other demands that are being placed on us. And so I apologize that I have not been as active in my contributions, but I have not forgotten all of you. And I do want to finish this category that we are in. And I believe, looking at my list, that I only have 2 episodes left, okay? So one of the things that I noticed during COVID is that a lot of people basically have discovered my channel, and I'm very thankful. So I want to take a minute, at least a minute, to really give a shout out to those wonderful people that arrived here and have subscribed. And so I'm going to just show you a full screen of who those people are. Oh, and I'm going to play some background music, and that's really, you probably heard this song in my last video. I ended the video with it. It's a song that I did with a couple of my guitars here, and it's a cover of a song by Pagan's Mind. So enjoy, and I just want to say ahead of time, thank you so much to my subscribers. I just think that is so cool, and again, I just want to thank all of you that have joined and subscribed to this channel. It really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate everybody that is asking me some really great questions, and I really dig answering them to the best of my ability, which is the purpose of this channel, okay? Obviously, if this is your first time landing here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, this particular series started with this video here, and so if you want to start with the intermediate category, obviously start there, okay? And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine also, because again, the way for you to get your bass chops is for you to get your bass guitar, right? Makes sense. What I'm trying to do here is steer you clear of wasting time and wasting money, which is what I did, okay? So you don't be like me and throw away lots of time and cash getting the wrong thing that you're going to end up regretting. Today I'm going to talk about 2 manufacturers, okay? And they're both dear to my heart because I fell in love. Maybe some of you remember this band, Queensryche. They're actually still around, but not in the original form from when they first started, and certainly when I came to know them in the, I guess, the late, or actually it was the early 90s, okay? So there was this Operation Mindcrime, Queensryche, right? Bass player, Eddie Jackson, has this sound, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that sound? And then I found out it was a Specter bass, and I'm like, there's nothing out there that sounds like a Specter, and the only way to get the Specter sound is to get a Specter. So that's what I did. You have seen this guy a couple times in previous videos because I talk about Specter, particularly when I was talking about active pickups. Right, this guitar was featured in that particular video, and I actually intended to shoot a video of guitar maintenance where I use this guitar and changing strings and setting up intonation and making sure that the neck is straight. Okay, so this is my Specter NS2. Okay, this was made in 1993. I love this guitar because, again, the motivation behind it was that I really wanted that Queensryche bass sound. This is the one that makes that sound. Unfortunately, they don't make this one anymore. But what's available now are the newer versions, okay? And so because I'm really keeping this narrowed between the $500, I'm sorry, between the $300 and $500 category, Specter only has one of their guitars in that entry-level field. And so I love them so much that I wanted to show you two of the same guitar. So one of them is the Specter Performer, which that one's an NS2, but what you can buy today is the Performer series. Okay, and I have the, can't go wrong with black. The black one is so beautiful, striking, and again, you still get that same Specter sound. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that these are passive pickups, whereas the one that I got came with active, but nonetheless, you still get that sound, okay? And then, of course, if you don't like the black colored guitars, you can have the red one, okay? Stunning, beautiful, made just as well as the other one, and because of its price point, it's a really well-made guitar. I believe my NS2, when I bought it, it was $800. It was in the next category, not intermediate, so it was just a little bit more expensive, but certainly Specter through the years have dropped their prices down depending on where they are made on the planet. And so right now for the Performer series, they're in the $300 to $500 range. Okay, so that's Specter. Love Specter, obviously. And so the next manufacturer that I absolutely love, because I have two of their basses. One is this Precision, and the other one you may have seen in other videos. It's my jazz bass in black. This one is the Race Red, they call it at Fender, but it's the Squire line. Love, 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 love Squire, because they certainly make a guitar that's very well made for the price point. It won't break the bank. Very affordable. And this one here is considered their entry-level Precision, but what I'm talking about is these Squire models that are in the next category. So they're going to have better electronics, better bridge, better controls, better fretboard. This one has Laurel on the fretboard, which is like an inexpensive version of Rosewood, which I prefer, okay? But again, this has a price point. I believe I got this one for $199 US, okay? And so obviously, again, to sound redundant, the next level of Squires are going to have everything better, okay? But I just wanted you to see that even the entry-level ones are good, so the ones above it are just going to have essentially what I did to this guitar. I put a better bridge, better controls. I left the pickups alone because I actually like the way the factory entry-level pickups sound on this guitar. I'm happy with the neck. It's very well made. And so, yeah. So in the Squire category, I've got 5 that I want to show you. All right, and let's start with the Classic Vibe 50s Precision bass with the maple fretboard and the 2-color Sunburst. Okay? So it looks like Squire is actually adopting that retro thing now. It must be in demand. So that's the reason why you see a lot of the new guitars for 2020 and even the 2021 models, the hint of them are going to be favoring a lot of the retro look. And so that's why you see the Classic Vibe line being in that category, because they're seeing that there's a market for it and they want to make those at the next level of manufacturing quality. Okay, so the next one here is the Classic Vibe 60s Fretless Jazz in 3-color Sunburst as well. So I own a fretless guitar, and it's actually pretty weird for me to play. I had to cheat. I had to go in. The fretboard was made out of ebony, and it was smooth with no markings on it. I think it had dots on the top of the fretboard, okay? But on the actual fretboard, it was black, the ebony black, nothing on it. I was just going crazy with playing the correct notes. And so I went in there and slotted where the frets would be. And still, it's a fretless bass, but I cheated and I put lines on there. So, yeah. So if you're into that, fretless sound, and it's very popular in certain genres. Maybe not metal, maybe not prog rock. It could be. Haven't really heard it too much, but certainly in the R&B category and jazz, fretless, baby. Yeah. The third one is the Squire Classic Vibe 70s jazz bass with maple fingerboard in natural. So you've heard these probably call that blonde. They'll call them blonde. So I have a bass, it's blonde, has nothing on it, it's just a polyurethane and natural finish. So they also have an attention-getting factor to them as well. Because of under lights, they're really, really bright and they just pop. And of course, the category wouldn't be complete with the Squire line of basses if they didn't throw in the classic vibe Jaguar bass in black. I've actually played that guitar and it sounds so good. Sounds so good. Plays so good. Yeah. You like that retro look and you want an instrument that's well made and sounds like out of this world? That's the one. And the very last one for today is the Squire Vintage Modified Jazz Bass in the 70s era. I see a lot of these reissued. They favor what the design was for a particular decade, and this one was really popular in the 70s in natural. Okay? And so again, you're not going to go wrong with any of those because they're just well made. You've heard me say it before. They're just well made. The introductory version of these guitars, they're well made also. But if you want to, you can go to those. I have 2 upgrade videos, one about upgrading your pickups and upgrading your bridge. Well, in this intermediate category, you don't have to do those upgrades because they're already done that way from the factory, okay? And so it takes all of that headache off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about it. It's already done for you. If you like the content that I'm presenting to you in this channel and you want to subscribe, there is the button, okay? And also hit that notification bell right there, because when you do that and I upload a brand new video, you're going to get a notice that something is new. That way you can come back here and catch up on the latest information of the topic at hand, okay? And so I appreciate that. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, there is the address, okay? And Twitter, yeah, Twitter's in there for the time being. I'm gonna continue with that one. Twitter, all right? And so the new one on the block is Parler. And so Parler is where I'm favoring now, getting away from Facebook. So Parler is where you can follow me there if you want to, okay? It's perfectly cool. No obligation. No, that won't cost you anything. I really appreciate everybody that's following me on social media because you've heard me say a lot of the people that follow me aren't necessarily musicians. They're not bass players. They are artists. They're doing other things. They do really interesting things. And so it's cool for me to get to know you in that regard and the things that give you happiness and what makes you go in life. Okay, that's what it's all about. Also, don't forget to check below here on the screen where the description page for this video. In there I have useful information on links. And so go to the websites that you see down below. That's the reason why they're there. You can go and visit them and do some further research on your own. And if you have any questions about details like, how heavy it is or what's the neck radius, it's there for you to peruse through, okay? Thanks again, guys, and I'm just really, my heart goes out to everybody that's just dealing with all the challenges that we're faced with, and so be positive, do something really cool. Let me know what you're thinking. Obviously, I'm really in tune with what you guys are going through and what you're doing out there from a creative standpoint. So in the meantime, tune it or die.